What's up, guys? I don't know if you feel this way, but it does feel like the world is changing and not necessarily for the better. I don't know what caused it. Perhaps it was the pandemic. I've got a sneaky suspicion that the pandemic played a big part in turning people crazy. And once you start diving into politics, maybe I just never paid attention to politics earlier, but it seems to me now that people are more divided than ever. People are absolutely polarized. Now you can't simply disagree with someone's viewpoints. It seems like you're either for or against. There doesn't seem to be any more space for nuance and talking through a bunch of issues, liking a little bit of this and a little bit of that on each side of the political spectrum. But now it seems like politics are kind of taking a sort of cult-like vibe, in my opinion. It's like people are afraid to criticize their side for something that is clearly wrong, just simply because criticizing seems like you are endorsing the opposing side, which I find really, really crazy. And so it's been quite interesting for me trying to look at things that are happening in the world and things that are happening in Finland and seeing how people are acting. And there seems to be this weird habit that people have of demonizing their political opponents. Like, it's not just, hey, I voted for this person because of the policies that they want to implement. No, it's not that anymore. It's you voted for this person because you believe in their worldview and everything they stand for. That person did something wrong. It means that you are tainted with the same terrible thing that person did. Someone tell me, maybe I was too young 10 years ago or something, but was it always like this? My first little taster of people here in Finland kind of getting out and protesting and being frustrated was during the lockdowns. About a year and a half after it started, when things started winding down a little bit and there was still certain jobs that people weren't able to do. So people's livelihoods were really affected, and a lot of people were just really battling during that time. And people decided to go out and have a protest. And regardless of what you think of the protest or whatever, you know what? I'm going to put a pin in that, because that actually reminds me, it was during the pandemic that I realized that people were not able to do some critical thinking. People were not able to at least try and understand the other side. You know, online, the people who were complaining about the protesters are usually the people that had nice, cushy laptop jobs that they could do at home, and they found it so easy to just demonize a whole group of people, which I feel like those were the first few cracks that I started to see in that. If you are enjoying me doing this, can you do me a favor and hit the like button? It's really helpful, and I guess it encourages me to just keep doing videos like this. I was at the protest. I decided to go to check out what was happening. I tweeted about it. In my last video, I spoke about a little bit about what politics are like here in Finland, and if it's changing the country in some way, shape or form. There's this website where you can answer a bunch of questions, and then it tells you what parties you are most likely aligned with, or that you're aligned with most. So I thought I would do that live and go through and I guess see what kind of results I get, because you can like someone's politics without endorsing their whole worldview. So let me do this, and I'm pretty sure some of the questions that I have to answer, I might not be educated on, but I'll be very open about. The state should preferably take on more debt rather than cut expenses. And I'm just going to be clear again. I'm not educated on some of these, so I'm just kind of going to go ahead. And this is kind of a tricky question because, like, I mean, what services are you talking about? If you're going to cut healthcare, I'd be like, no, take on more debt. For now, I'm going to go with, until I know better, I'm just going to go with yes. It's too easy to live on social support in Finland. I actually don't know, because I haven't lived on social support. So it's easy. I'm going to say yes. Finland should introduce a third official gender. I don't even know what that means. What do you mean? It sounds really confusing to me. I'm going to go, people can identify however they want, but a third of, no. The teaching of religion in elementary schools should be replaced with ethics classes for all students. I'm going to go out on a limb and say teaching people how to reason and that sort of stuff. I will go with yes. Agricultural subsidies should be tied more tightly to environmental protection than they are now. I'm probably going to say yes because Finland is so beautiful. I would hate it if there were people out here who were messing up the environment and making it look horrible. I think it would be cool if you are given subsidies, it's because you are going to be taking care of the place. So I'm going to say yes. One must accept that there are fewer public services in rural areas. No, you know what? I think it would be really cool if Finland expanded, like services expanded in a way where no matter where you are in the country, you still get sorted out. So one must not accept that. We needs to become dope. Finland's goal of being carbon neutral by 2035 is too ambitious. I need to do an entire video just about climate. I'm all for having greener energy and that sort of stuff. I mean, who doesn't? We all want that. But I guess as long as it doesn't like screw people over, it might be a bit ambitious. I think I'd rather that we transition well. I don't know. I'd have to look into this and see if it's too ambitious. But for now, I'm going to say, yes, it might be a little bit ambitious. Finns must compromise on their standard of living if necessary for environmental sustainability. I feel like this is a trick question because compromise their standard of living. Could that mean like, they remove all toilets or something like that? Or it just seems a bit tricky. I'm going to say no, because I'd have to know what that compromise would be, right? Everyone must study Swedish in elementary school. No. EU membership has been more beneficial than harmful for Finland. I don't know. I'm just going to, I'll guess yes. A NATO base should be stationed permanently in Finland. Probably, I'm going to go with no, just in case, like if a war does go on or something, if a war does start, I wouldn't want whatever country is the aggressor to be attacking the NATO base. We would be a target. I don't want that, no. Finland spends too much money on asylum seekers and refugees. I have no idea on this. I'm going to say yes, simply because most of Finland seems to have voted for that. I'd have to look into this, but just off the top of my head, I'll just say yes. And don't hate me in the comments, guys. This is just me just trying something out. I haven't looked into any of these things. Finland must become a more attractive place for foreign workers. Absolutely. You need to. Like if Finland wants to be consistently competitive on the international stage, it definitely needs to, yes. There should be more referendums in order to increase citizens' direct participation in decision making. I'll always vote yes for being a little bit more part of the decision making. Done. Okay, now let's see the results. 64% agreement, the Finnish reform movement. 64% again, Freedom Alliance Party. The Freedom Alliance Party describes itself as a party that is home to people fighting for freedom. I have no idea what that means. What freedom from what? Finnish Nation First. Animal Justice Party. What in the world is that 55%? 71% agreement. Crystal Party. The aim of Crystal Party is to harness the wisdom of our people to serve the best interests of our people and nature. The party opposes financial profit-driven dominance of pharmaceutical companies and healthcare and wants to introduce alternative treatments alongside them. All right. Finns Party, 57%. That's still. Green League, Left Alliance. I'm surprised. Was I very different? Were my choices very different with like the SDP? Because where are they? National Coalition Party, 50%. Christians, Democrats, Liberal Party. Oh, 43%. Let's see. What did we disagree on? The party opposes sharp spending cuts in a difficult economic situation. The SDP prefers to raise taxes rather than cut taxes for people on on low incomes. So anyway, that was pretty interesting. In the end, I think we can only move forward when we're able to talk, when we're able to be charitable to the other person, when we're able to have honest conversations. But I think the only way forward is for people to have critical thinking, to not support a party as though you're part of a religion, to be able to call out things that are rubbish. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Once again, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and yeah, see you next time. Peace.